From the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, live, it's the Houston Hurricane and the Detroit Express. Hello, soccer fans. I'm Mario Machado, and welcome on this rainy night in Detroit. However, we're playing indoors, and with me is Hans von Mende, the president, and a lot has transpired since we were here last year.
Sure has, Mario. Last year we came into Detroit about this time. We were in third place, struggling for a playoff spot, which we never made. Detroit was in first place. In fact, had a chance to clinch the division title when they played us, which they did by beating us 3-0. This year, Detroit is in third place. They're struggling for a playoff spot. We're in first place. We're coming in here with a 3-goal win. We can clinch the division title tonight.
If you could describe it in just one word, what would that difference be in terms of an adjective?
Teamwork.
Teamwork. All right. We'll be back to look at the team, the starting lineups of both sides after these important messages. Yep. Fine, fine. These are the lineups. First, our team, the Houston Hurricane. In goal, Paul Hammond, probably the most valuable player in the league. On defense, 4 defenders, Ian Anderson, the stalwart, Stuart Jump helping him, Matt O'Sullivan, the developing American, number 20, and Howie Charbonneau, who has his hands full covering Trevor Francis. In midfield, Kai Huskavy, number 6, our top scorer, number 11, Juan Carlos Miquia, who's given his chance to really run that middle section with his energy. Number 10, Dale Russell, who's played so well in the middle, and the conductor, number 7, Walter Schubert. Up front, 2 men hopefully who will score for us. Number 21, Nino Zetz, and number 15, Ruben Morales. Here's Detroit's Express. Number 1, Jim Brown, the Scottish international goalkeeper. Young American, number 23 in defense, with English veterans Mick Coop, Eddie Colloon, and Steve Sargent. Midfield, Roger Osborne, a great star in England, Angus Moffat, and a tiny workhorse, number 10, David Bradford. Up front, the very tall Sam Oates, number 5, very dangerous, of course, the £1 million or $2 million player, number 20, Trevor Francis, and alongside a very tall player, a good scorer, the son of the coach, number 8, Keith Furphy. So that's the starting lineup. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment. We have just kicked off in the Silver Dome. It is, as I said earlier, raining outside. This is a magnificent sports palace. Houston Hurricane, 160 points, 19 wins, 7 losses, 6 out of 7 they've lost away, but an impeccable home record of 13-13. However, they've come back with 2 losses on the road. Detroit has come back to their home ground with 3 losses on the road. So here we go. Going from left to right will be the Houston Hurricane in white with orange trim. Detroit Express going from right to left in your screen, playing in the darker jerseys. If you're seeing this in black and white, they're in orange with black trim. Hans, this is a very important match for us.
Of course it is, because as I said, we can clinch the first place in our division if we score 3 goals. We need 9 points total, which is the maximum.
A great try, hits the upright. Anderson takes a cracker of a left foot, and right in the early moments. Now at the meeting this afternoon, watch Anderson fake his way through, lose his defender, and whack that ball. And the goalkeeper, Jimmy Brown, just looks at it stupefied.
That was a very close opportunity, but it was heads-up play. Ian Anderson realized nobody was coming out to mark him, so he took his time and got the shot off.
Now, in the meeting this afternoon, the players had lunch at 3:30 this afternoon. It was, by the way, if you're interested, they had steak and eggs and some fruit. They talked about going at Detroit in the first 15 minutes to try to get the early goal. Otherwise, Detroit would repay them in kind.
Well, if you're a visiting team, it makes all the difference in the world if you can get the first goal. Here's a corner kick by Ruben Morales.
Morales takes that right footer, and Brown carries it down from this lovely stadium here. About, what, 10,000, 12,000 people already in the stands. Ball pushed down the flank. It's a good ball. Number 10, Bradford. Bradford into the middle. Number 5, Oates loses it, but number 20 is there. It is Francis. Watch for Francis. Number 12, it is Moffat. Angus Moffat out to the right. Little tussle. Number 11 being lost out there, but the pass was an errant one. Number 11, Mikia, has not seen action in a couple of weeks. So in the meeting again this afternoon, Timo Liakowski said we must use his work rate in midfield.
Yeah, he's got an incredibly high work rate. He never stops running, and I think that's what you need against this team.
Ball played through the middle, nodded away, but the defense holds. Number 6, offside flag goes up, the first offside call. A defender getting behind the last line of defenders between the ball and the goal.
This was an example of an offside trap, which the Hurricane does so well, where as the ball is passed, the defenders take a step forward, which then exposes the attacking players behind the defensive line and puts them in an offside position.
Now they're playing on artificial turf. Tartan is the turf that they're using, and Kyle described that to me, saying it has a little bite to it, but still the ball will streak very quickly as it hits, and therefore everyone is playing with flat-bottom shoes. It is Stu Jump. Stu Jump angles it out to the right. Anderson playing in a much deeper position up front than normal. Oh, it gives up a bad ball. And here come the Detroit Express. And the ball cut out, and Hammond has to chase to keep it in play. But a pass that could really have destroyed us.
You can't afford too many mistakes like this, and it's, you know, a lapse like that, lack of concentration, and bingo, the other side can easily get a goal. And I think that makes it that much harder to catch up then, of course.
Charbonneau, these teams have played before, and Charbonneau did a magnificent job on Francis. Now, this young American player, Howie Charbonneau, against the $1 million man, the man who won the European Cup for Nottingham Forest, his real team in England, as they beat Malmo. That's a great run out on the left side. Ball played across into the middle, and here's a chance at a shot. Oh, and it's just wide. And a great try.
Well, let's see if we get a replay on that. Here's Matt O'Sullivan, brings it down the sideline. Nino Zetz traps the ball and then takes a shot right away. It's heading for the corner, but just a touch wide. It's a beautiful try, and I think that's the kind of play that we need to do in order to stay with the Detroit team at home here.
I think we've stunned them by twice early in this game. I mean, what are we? 4 minutes into the game, 2 pot shots at goal, 1 striking the crossbar, Ian Anderson, and now Zetz going just wide. They wouldn't allow the team to practice in here today, so in front of the hotel, the Houston Hurricane they're like kids when they practice. They have fun.
That's good. I think that's the sign of a good attitude.
Here's a run through and a shot and a carom and a corner kick. So the defense of Detroit quite lacks in allowing those deep penetrations.
Exactly. They should, they really should come out and mark the attacking players a lot sooner, pick them up, and I hope they don't change, because this creates opportunities, and corner kicks are good scoring opportunities for us.
Here's a corner kick. The ball played close, hammered wide, and we'll call that an offside. That was an odd call, because on a corner kick there's no offside, and he played the ball back, and the ball never came back to him.
May have been gone over the goal line so that it's a goal kick. Let's see what they do. It looks like it was a goal kick, Mario.
The Detroit Express. We are 7 minutes into this match, this game, and it is the Detroit Express. One of the original teams in professional soccer 13 years ago. They were then called the Detroit Cougars. Ball played low in the middle. Chipped out to the right. That's a good ball. And a chip. Here's a dangerous play. He's got to turn. He's got 2 men on him. And if they can steal the ball away. And yes, it's a throw and a fine save by Mikia. A hook over the head. Anderson chases. But the speed of Bradford. Bradford is a that's a good cross into the center. Number 7, Schubert. Schubert very calmly gets knocked down by number 10, Bradford, and we have a free kick. Number 10, David Bradford, the mighty might, 5'6". Artificial turf indoors. The Silver Dome, Pontiac, Michigan. We'll be back with more soccer action with the score 0-0 after these messages.
Okay.
Back to live action. Stewart jump with the ball. Jump, chips it into the middle. The ball runs free. Huscovy and Brown beats Huscovy to the ball.
Okay, we should remind our fans that the Hurricane return home a week from tonight, next Wednesday, to face Tulsa Roughnecks. That's August 8th, 8 p.m. in the Astrodome.
The ball pushed through. Here's a chance that goes over the bar. A left-footed shot that screams past Hammond, and Hammond trying to solidify his defense. We'll watch it again. Here comes that ball through, and a crack at goal and wide. Hammond is out there.
I think he cut off the angle enough, Mario, on that if the ball had been lower, he probably would have had a chance to catch it.
Just noticing the campaign underway to make Paul Hammond, or at least get people's consideration for Hammond as the most valuable player in the league. He has been outstanding for Houston.
Well, he certainly has been, and the number of games, I think Timo the coach figures the 6 or 7 games that Paul probably has saved for us.
Schubert slashes it with his left. It is
nice.
Russell in the middle, plays it out. Huscovy being spun around like a carousel. Dale Russell has played so well in the center these last few games, and now that type of action in the middle. We'll watch the spin around.
Okay, let's see if we can see that foul here. He's pushed from behind as he was going for the ball, and there was a call.
We have a free kick. The wall being set up 10 yards away. We're talking about Hammond and the most valuable player. We will be naming, of course, the Lipton offensive and Lipton defensive player. It's a shot low into the wall. Huskabee steals, chips it goalward. Oh, and it's wide. He had the goal all to himself, and Brown was there and watched it go by.
Yeah, that was the third scoring opportunity here. Let's watch it on the replay. That's Anderson faking, and Huskabee takes the ball. It bounces off a defender. Huskabee, alert play, captures the ball, and then passes it in, and Morales wide open. He's trying to go for the far corner and just misses. But
3 opportunities for the Houston Hurricane in these early moments of this game. 12 minutes have gone by unofficially on the clock. Number 5, Oates. Oates brings it back, looks for support. Number 10, Bradford pushes it on. Number 6 comes up. It is Steve Sargent. Trevor Francis, number 20, loses the ball as it goes out of bounds, into touch. There's a tremendous intimacy in the stadium.
yeah, the seats are very close to the field. There isn't much of much room between the sideline and the stands, and it brings the game and the players much closer to the fans, and I think it makes it a lot more exciting.
It does. Stewart jump, ball cut out. And the Orange men, the Detroit Express. Number 14, Roger Osborne. He used to be with Ipswich Town and then went to Arsenal in the English First Division. Oates plays it out to the right. That's a good ball laid off. Chipped across that goal mouth high. That could be very dangerous. And the ball runs free and still in play. Howie Charbonneau nods it out. Huskabee and number 14 bang. And Osborne touched it last. Roger Osborne, number 14. Long throw by Hammond as the ball gets into play. Again, Stewart Jump is perhaps the most unemotional player, at least surface-wise, I've ever seen. In meetings, nothing ever phases him. It's a very calm, cool customer.
That's a good ball.
That's a good ball. Out to the left should be a deep man running. Russell now plays it back smartly. It is Schubert. Schubert running through. Has a chance, chips it in. Still has it. It is Zetz. Zetz now turns, attacks. Still has it, gets tripped, and the small Yugoslav gets taken down, and we'll get a warning here. A yellow card will be issued.
Well, maybe just a talking to. I haven't seen him take out the yellow card yet.
Close, a warning. So number 3, the referee gives a warning. The next time it'll be a yellow card, and if that happens again, it'll be marching orders or an early shower. Here comes the free kick. Schubert, low, deflection, and the ball cleared away. Mikia. Detroit Express reassembling. They'll come the other way now. This is Mick Coop, formerly of Coventry City. The ball played to Francis. Francis now turns, has Charbonneau with him. Charbonneau gives him a little room, and the ball cut out. And they call a handball. Dale Russell stuck out his hand. And now this is dangerous.
Very dangerous, and I think Trevor Francis probably will take this because he can put him away from that distance.
There'll be a wall in front 10 yards away, and the angle that's covered by the wall will be sacrificed by Hammond, and he'll cover that uncovered part if you look at it geometrically. I mean, it's a funny thing. Soccer is a game of angles. So you got Furphy there. You've got Bradford there, and you also have Francis having a little powwow.
Well, it's a strategy. It's a set play, and I'm sure they know what they're going to do, and probably the first player will fake it, and then the second player, and there's Francis, and shoots it into the wall.
That must smart. Offside. All right, we'll be back with more soccer action as the NASL game continues with no score here at the Silver Dome in Detroit.
Coffee, beer, Coke, anything. Okay. Look at Russ. Russ.
We're back to live action. Morales has just given up the ball, but he was sandwiched, and we have a free kick with Ian Anderson looking at the goal. Ian Anderson, no score, first half. Ball played to that far side. Stewart jump, a magnificent defensive move. Oh, caught him wrong-footed. Charbonneau back to jump, good cover. This program is authorized under rights granted by the Houston Hurricanes solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express consent of the Houston Hurricane, is strictly prohibited. The announcers and commentators of this program have been selected for and have been hired by the Houston Hurricane.
Okay, Mario, you know, we've clinched the playoff spot, so we should remind all our season ticket holders that they must reserve their playoff tickets if they want the same seats by this weekend, because playoff tickets go on sale to the general public on August 6th. So just call our office, the Hurricane office, 960-TEAM, T-E-A-M, and for more information or to reserve your ticket.
Support the Houston Hurricane. We're in the playoffs.
It's terrific. It's a great feeling to have reached that, and you know, if we can win this game tonight and score 3 goals, which would be the ideal, then we'd clinch a division title as well, which would really be a turnaround from last year.
160 points in hand, 19 wins, 7 losses. Oh, that's a fine little flick on, and he could not save it. Dale Russell really has come on as a ball player. He's improved tremendously from game to game.
Yeah, he really has, and you know, he was our first player that we acquired when we put the team together last year, and he saw some limited action last year, but he's really come on this year.
Roger Osborne. Stewart jumped, not too happy with that call. Osborne gets turned around. We've got Angus Moffat and Osborne looking at the ball. The ball played quickly, headed away by Huskabee. Number 12, Angus Moffat. It's a good stop by Stu Jump. Morales comes in. Mikia. Stuart Anderson. So Houston now trying to mount the attack, and they have a switch. Morales loses the ball.
You don't see that much on this artificial turf, these sliding tackles, because they take a lot of skin out whenever you go sliding. It's not like grass.
Stewart jump coming up, takes a shot, and Brown dives to his left, makes a save. Not too difficult a ball.
Okay, let's see if we can watch that on the replay.
that Stewart Jump taking the ball from across the 35-yard line, keeps running and takes it outside the penalty area, heading for the corner, but a little bit too slow. But I think that's the kind of shot you have to take in order to keep the defense on their toes and keep the goalkeeper, and he might make a mistake.
Look at the room Anderson has. Anderson now moving up to the 35, stops right on the 35, checks, plays it into the middle to Huskovy. Huskovy gets by his man, still has it. Here's a shot. Oh, what a shot by Schubert and a great save by Brown.
That was a beautiful shot. Let's see if we have that on the replay here. That was a nice pass by Huskovy. He's gets around one man, passes it off to Walter Schubert. He takes it first time. It's headed for the upper corner, and Brown just gets a hand on it, deflects it over the bar for a corner kick for the Hurricane.
He was totally airborne. 4 times now have the Houston Hurricane come very close, and it has been Brown's fine saves on 2 of those occasions.
This was another misfired corner kick. I think what we're trying to do is get a short corner kick and then flick the ball back to the far post and then hopefully get an open man.
Oh, a great turn by Huskovy. That was very hard. We'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
Thank you.
We're back to live action. It is number 20 with the ball, Trevor Francis. Finds a man clear. It is Furphy. Furphy offside. And the fans not too happy with that call. Ken Furphy, the manager, let's see if we can catch the offside. And here's the pass by Francis. Now out of screen, you'll see that was a judgmental call. The ball, when it was played, it looked like Furphy had taken a little stride forward behind that second to last defender. And the linesman supposedly was there with his flag up, helping the referee make that decision. Anderson. Anderson again. That's a good ball.
A lot of space there for Stewart Jump, and a good pass by Anderson when he saw Stewart Jump out in the open like that.
Stewart plays it down the middle. It is Mikia running through.
A little too far. We mentioned that our next game is August 8th, and then the final home game is against the Dallas Tornado. That's this week from Saturday, August 11th at 8 p.m. in the Astrodome. It's Fan Appreciation Night, and Kick Radio and the Hurricane will be provide special prizes, including 5,000 free miniature soccer balls. Here's Francis. And it was last touched by the Hurricane, so it'll be corner kick.
Francis lost Charbonneau, and Ian Anderson came across. Now Francis quickly takes that corner kick, and the ball runs free on the other side. Played back by number 5, Oates. Oates to Moffat, to number 14, Osborne. Osborne gets it taken away. And when in doubt, kick it out.
Safest play you can make at that stage. We have nobody to pass it to.
Angus Moffat across the goal mouth. Ball headed back, cleared away. So the Houston defense being assailed now. Here comes that ball across again. Those are always dangerous. And Hammond is there. Paul Hammond, striking figure in goal. We don't know who our opponents are in the playoffs yet, do we?
We don't know that. I would assume it might well be the same Detroit team. If they finish in a wild card, if they get the wild card spot, they might well be our first opponent.
Mick Coop plays it into the middle. Number 14, Osborne, slips.
Nice tackle by Ian Anderson.
Ian Anderson checks. He saw the defense moving up. Now he plays it out to the left. Schubert. Back to Anderson. Anderson now. Huskovy comes out to meet him. They switch. That's a good ball on the backside, and the flag goes up for offside, but the back door really nearly worked. We'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment. Do that. Back to live action here at the Silverdome. Still no score. 27 minutes, excuse me, have gone by on the clock. 18 minutes approximately remaining.
So far, we just got some statistics. So far, Houston has outshot Detroit 8-3, Mario, and the Express has had the goalkeepers had to make 2 saves, and Hammond has had to make 1 save. And Houston has had 3 corner kicks, and the Express has had 1.
Francis still has a double team, loses the ball. Anderson from behind, a tackle, number 6, Steve Sargent, axing down number 15, Morales. Morales takes a lot of punishment.
He certainly does, and there's a theory that if you play hard against a Latin American player that they give up, but certainly Morales shows no sign of that.
Oh, he's tenacious and very durable, and also I'm trying to find the right word to say that oh, that's a great volley on the fly, and again it is Russell. Russell takes a shot, and the ball played back to the goalkeeper. Brown gets it out of there. If you've been following soccer in the United States for a number of years, many years ago, there was another Brown, a Scottish international goalkeeper who played for Toronto, Bill Brown. Came from the Tottenham Hotspur. Here's another Scottish international in their goal, Jim Brown.
Well, that was before my time, Mario. But let's remind our fans that now's the time to get in on all the excitement for another Super Soccer season in 1980 by reserving the 1980 season tickets. And if you make your reservations now, only a $15 deposit per ticket is required. You'll get the earliest and best seat selection. You can save a whopping 20%. So whether you want to renew your season tickets or become a new season ticket holder or just want more information, just call the Hurricane office right now tonight at 960-TEAM, T-E-A-M. Our enthusiastic staff members are waiting for your calls. They're standing by, as they say. So give them a call if you need more information, would like more information about the Super 1980 season coming up.
Now, you wrote that yourself, and you read your own writing. Thank goodness I didn't have to read it. That's like doctor's writing.
I think it's very plain and clear, Mario.
You must be joking. The Silverdome, still no score. The Houston Hurricane. Oh, here's a shot, and it goes wide. Hammond was there. And watch it. Now, the important thing is to watch how quick he turns.
Right.
That's
Here he
the
gets
key.
Howie Sharpnose in good position. He just scoots by and lets fly a shot very quickly that misses the mark.
By inches.
By inches. And that's the danger of somebody like Trevor Francis, who's so quick on the ball and who can turn, and that should have been a foul.
Play continues. Now watch the foul. Number 14.
Well, there are 2 yellow cards given on that. I think
Mikia and Osborne. Now what happened was that Mikia tackles him from behind. Now that's a foul in itself. Now Osborne will retaliate after Mikia goes after him again. Now that Mikia brings him down, and then the retaliation right there. So both of them have a warning. And how much does that cost?
it all depends how many you already have, Mario. Generally, it's at least $25 that the player has to pay.
He actually has to pay, or they dock him, they take it out of his paycheck, or does he
That's
have to
right,
surrender $25?
He actually has to give up $25 that comes out of his pocket, and because you're concerned, you don't want to let the game get out of hand. And that's a beautiful pass, but fortunately Stewart Jump was there to catch it. There's Walter Schubert taking the ball down the left sideline.
We're at the center stripe. It is Schubert. Mikia. And the ball is played out to the right here, and it is Huskabee. Huskabee and Anderson on his right. So that's the safety valve. They've got to move. That's a good, high boot, number 8, Furphy.
I think that caught him right in the face, Mario.
Timeout again. This game is a little more violent than I have seen. There have been a number of heavy fouls. Now watch this. Now that's really a no-no.
Yeah, that was a foot right in his face, and I think that's why.
All right. While they're tending to Ian, we'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
About how long do you think it takes to get down?
Somebody's going to come here 10 minutes before.
10 minutes?
It'll take about 5 minutes to really get down there. So you got 30 seconds. You got to get down there pretty quick as the fella comes, and
Okay.
you're right down there. It's just you got to go up and then go back down again. It's a little confusing.
Go into the express, Sergeant, back to Jim Brown.
We're back to life. Action, Angus Moffat running through with the ball.
That's Howie Charbonneau, who has the ball, takes his time.
We'll be looking at the Lipton offensive player of the match and the Lipton defensive player of the match, and we'll announce that later on in the second half. Anderson. Morales goes in, goes out, checks. Puts the ball across that goal mouth, and it's a one bouncer. He led Russell a bit too far.
You know, I'd like to let all our fans know that group nights at the Hurricane games have been tremendous success this year, and the Hurricane office is fully equipped to organize a group party and do tremendous discounts. So if you have an employee group or a club or a Rotary Club, whatever, or you want to take your soccer team of 15 people or more, you qualify for terrific discounts, and you can make really a party at the Astrodome. We can organize picnic areas and food and drink, and so give us a call, 960-TEAM, 960-TEAM, the Hurricane office, get all the information about how you can organize a group for the last 2 remaining home games.
We had a big collision just a moment ago, a very harmless type of turn by Huskabee, and he ran right into that player. We're trying to identify who that is. And it's all right. While they're tending to him, we'll be back with more of Soccer 79 in just a moment.
We would like to welcome all Expressway members to the game and announce that other supporters who wish to join the official Express Booster Club should mail their name and address to the Detroit Express, 1200 Featherstone Road, Pontiac, Michigan, 48057.
Back to live action. The ball played across the goal mouth and headed away by Charbonneau. And a corner kick. Now Roger Osborne took a severe knock. It's Francis. Puts it across that goal mouth, headed over the top. So we have approximately 13 minutes remaining. We'll take a look at the corner again, and Francis calling for help as he brings his team into that firing line range. And here's the header by Moffat. This goes over the top. We're back to live action. The early moments, the Hurricane took a number of shots, good shots at goal. Lately, they've been giving up a lot of the action, the turf, and they've been allowing the Detroit Express to come at them, and a lot of the pressure has been in the 35-yard area of the Houston Hurricane. Schubert losing the ball to Francis. Francis has the ball, plays it out to the right. Oates. Francis turns around and shoots just wide. He sort of juggled it, held it up in the air and made a turn. So again, a mistake, nearly causing the first goal to be scored. Here he holds it up and then turns. Could not turn quick enough maybe to get the right angle. Back to live action. Sliding tackle. Number 5 is there. You see Sam Oates. Trevor Francis, that's a good hitter. Sam Oates. Howie Charbonneau gets his foot into the ball and hits it right into the crowd. Moffat is the most, is one of the signs here. Angus Moffat obviously winning his way into the hearts of a number of Detroit fans. It's a bad pass. It is Schubert. Schubert now. Ball stolen, no foul. Osborne steals the ball. Very calmly played back to Hammond. A bit ragged the play, both sides. It's been a testing that's been going on for the last 35 minutes, back and forth and like that. It's like a stalemate. It's just trying to find a way to punch a hole through the defense. Anderson. Anderson laces a beautiful pass through, but Russell leaves it behind. Number 5, Oates. Oates has it. No one challenging him. Moffat. Give and go. An overlapping defender. Ball played across the goal mouth. And right in the middle there. And Hammond was quite calmly looking at all the action going on in front of him. Watch the overlapping fullback on that left side. Here comes the ball. He's all alone. He'll bring it to the touchline, and then he'll fire it across the goal mouth. And here comes the header. A kick, I should say. A volley with the left foot wide. Paul Hammond. That is a hefty boot. Morales is in a good position. Plays it to Hoskovy. He turned his man around. That's exactly his intent. He had Schubert in the back door. No harm, no foul. That's strange. And the Detroit Express come out. Francis. Moffett offside. And again, that too goes wide of the post. So number 14, Roger Osborne, is called back for being in a poaching position, if you will, offside. Here comes Eddie Marasco. We haven't seen him for a long while, but in the practice today, he was playing with bandages around his leg. And again, in that, Timo Liakowski, our coach, probably the coach of the year. He's taken this team and really made them gel up to this point, 19-7. So Marasco, they need the firepower of Eddie, flashy Eddie, the Argentinian. Morales pulled out of the game. And again, Hammond not doing his normal thing and playing it to someone, just booming it downfield. Schubert. It's a good turn, Schubert. Plays it out to the left. No one's willing to run. And so a nice pass goes a-begging. Now that's got to be a foul. Now that's got to be a foul. You watch the foul. Now Sam Oates comes in there and really clobbers number 11, Mikia. And then the referee is so hesitant. I've got to say that the referee is so hesitant. He doesn't know what's happening. And O'Sullivan comes over and bangs Oates. Oates slugs back. Oates gets the card, and deservedly so, I believe, and I should never say this, the referee ought to get his eyes examined. The referee, in this case, so hesitant, and I have never been one as a broadcaster to criticize the officiating, but he looked at the foul, and Oates really clobbered number 11, Mikia. Incredible happenings here at the Silverdome. So Mikia as well. We have 3 yellow cards issued so far. If you recall the encounter earlier on, and now of course Oates has a yellow card. This game is very ragged, and because of the officiating. There's another foul. And it's not because we are broadcasting for the Houston Hurricane, and it's not because the Houston Hurricane are the victims of these fouls. It's just bad officiating. Control is the important thing. He's got to keep the tempers checked. He's got to make sure that the violators are called on right away. Ball played across the goal mouth. It is headed away. Russell. Back to Jump, who drop volleys it. So Detroit now putting on the pressure. Offside, yellow flag goes up. And quickly, the ball put down for a free kick to the Houston Hurricane. If you're wondering where my sidekick Hans von Mendy is, he is making his way down to the field. We are going to have an interview with one of our players. We're going to be talking with Ian Anderson, I believe. There's Hans, made his way down to the turf. Schubert turning now. Now the team has to start moving. Schubert's got to find support. Russell finds his way through, loses it in the heavy traffic. Now comes Detroit. O'Sullivan and Oates have a little blood thing going. You can see that O'Sullivan now is taking on Oates, and Oates is a marked man. So we have some tempers flaring and some blood boiling. All right, Anderson now. Anderson looking. Anderson playing it deep and low. It's a fine move. Stu jump. Oh, a fine turn and a little chip. And now the players are talking to one another. The ball was looked for on the ground. He got it in the air. That's an interesting rivalry that's come up. It's Matt O'Sullivan and Oates have been at it even off the ball. Huskevy. Osborne. Huskevy shielding the ball well. Jump coming back from the final line of defense up front. Number 2, Anderson. Anderson always walks the ball. That's a good ball into space. Sargent. Francis. Handball, they say. So even in that case, Anderson appealing to the referee, saying it came off my chest, had nothing to do with a handball. Francis. The ball goes lazily over the top. So Osborne, he's really been knocked around this first half. The veteran of the British leagues, traded for some big money from Ipswich Town, where he played for many years, to Arsenal. Schubert.
Play back to jump. Lays down. Darko gets it for the Express.
Number 10, Bradford. Bradford being marked by Russell, number 10.
Acting Coop.
This is Coop. Coop slots it down the middle.
Plays in
Trevor Francis. Still has the ball. Puts it harmlessly. And Hammond says, get rid of it. I mean, it's stick in there, but get the ball away. Trevor Francis. Francis working very hard, double team. Now here Russell tries to shield the ball. The tenacious Francis gets the ball. And then it caroms really off of Russell's left foot, and Hammond has it. Back to live. Huskevy. Good move. Huskevy still with the ball. Puts it into the ball. That's a great, brilliant pass. Here's a chance. Oh, he still had a chance to shoot. It sort of took a peculiar bounce, and he couldn't handle the high bounce that came up, and he's down in a heap on that side. Oates takes a shot with his left foot, and it spirals off to the left. Here comes the ball, and watch this flighted ball across the goal mouth, and then flicked on as we see Francis do that to Oates, and Oates then takes a kick with his left, does not get the control he's looking for, and it comes off his shin pads. Howie Charbonneau. This has been a tough 45 minutes, a minute 30 remaining on the clock. This first half has been very, very physical. Russell. Schubert. Eddie Marasco. Anderson. Back to Stu Jump. Good control now displayed by the Houston Hurricane. Now watch the fouls now. You'll see one foul here. Now a grab and a push, and it happened off the ball again a moment ago with Oates and O'Sullivan. So the referee has not had good control of this game. DiPolito is the referee. All right, so here come, we've got 17 seconds approximately remaining. And it will probably go into the first half, the record book as a scoreless first half. Unofficially timed. Oh, we do have injury time. There was a lot of time taken, by the way, for tending to the injured athletes. And the referee went by the clock and called it as he saw it. 45 minutes have gone by, and that's the end of the first half with the score Houston's Hurricanes 0, the Detroit Express 0. We'll be back for halftime activities after this. Are we away? Jack?
It's getting rough out there.
Yeah.
It's kind of kicker, but you know, there's still got so much at stake here, you know.
Fine. Jack? Jack?
I think I'll just ask you about...
Jack? That referee is disastrous. The worst I've ever seen. Oh, this guy is terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, sporting events of the year, KLW Radio Note Stars play against the world famous Sam Sakowitz department store All-Star. You are about to see soccer talent like you have never seen before, and most likely will never want to see again. And now I turn the microphone over to the owner and president of the famous Sakowitz department store All-Stars. Sakowitz department stores with 3 big locations. Here it is, Sam Sakowitz. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now I would like to present the Sakowitz All-Stars. First, the man I haven't seen this dressed up since he was on Bowling for Dollars. TV2's Bob Milner.
All right, it's halftime here at the Silverdome, Pontiac, Michigan, and before the celebrity match starts, we're going to go down to the field with Hans von Mende and his guest Ian Anderson.
Okay, back here live at the Silverdome in Detroit on the floor where it's a little bit warm. With me is the Hurricane captain, Ian Anderson. Ian, it's getting warm. The tempers are flaring a little bit, but at the beginning of the half, we had our chances, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we had a few chances early on. I had the crossbar, and then Ruben Maras had a header, you know, right in front of goal. And I feel if we'd put the 2 chances away, we'd have been had a commanding lead now.
I think, but even though we didn't score, it seemed to take some of the steam out of the Detroit team.
Oh yeah, that there's so much at stake for Detroit, particularly that the game is likely to get rougher. It looks like we're about ready to kick off.
Yes, we are ready to kick off. And DiPolito now is ready to kick off the second half. We'll see if there are any substitutions. Got a nice crowd. We haven't announced the... I hope the second half we can just really observe and enjoy exciting action. Free of perhaps a lot of the unnecessary fouls. Howie Charbonneau recovered very quickly. He knew that Francis was there. Charbonneau. Ooh. Stu Jump. Jump plays it out to the left. It is Russell. Russell now into the middle. Schubert. Back to Russell.
Ball goes out along the side. It'll be a throw-in.
Now that's strange. Again, they gave it. Ball flicked off. Calhoun puts the ball high, and Jump is there. And stepping over the ball, but Hammond quickly.
Another game's around the NASL. The second half, Portland leads Toronto 2-1.
They've just announced the second half score. The Portland leads Toronto 2-1.
Matt O'Sullivan. Throw out here to Eddie Marasco. And again a foul on number 12, Angus Moffat. Marasco with the ball. Is Mikia.
At the end of one half, Rochester leads Fort Lauderdale.
So a little slowing down. Jump now looking for someone to play to. That's a good ball. And a tripping foul by number 4 here, Eddie Calhoun, as Stewart Jump ran through. So inside the 35, it is the Houston Hurricane with a free kick.
I think that was a clear foul because he didn't even have the excuse he was going for the ball because Stewart didn't have the ball. The ball was past the defender and he just stuck out his foot and tried to trip Stewart as he was going by.
Schubert.
Taken by Schubert.
Ball headed to that left side, the far side. Anderson was coming in. Is Anderson now with a throw-in?
Ian Anderson comes over to take it.
No one to help him. Huskavy.
Keith Murphy plays it up.
Jump.
Ball goes out.
Schubert and Jump.
Moffat on the throw-in.
Number 10. This is Bradford. Bradford slows, checks, continues. Schubert in front of him, out to the right here. It is number 12, Moffat.
Down for Keith Murphy.
Murphy.
Right side for Mick Coop, crosses over.
Big Coop.
This is Hammond.
Here's an opportunity. Hammond is not very pleased with the call.
Comes over to take it.
Corner kick.
This is Trevor Francis. Back to Osborne. Plays it in the box.
3 men go down.
Another corner.
And it is a goal kick.
Action, a goal kick to Houston.
Furphy and Russell and Jump go down. Jump. That's a good ball. Huskavy. Marasco. Bradford.
Dave Bradford.
It is Oates and O'Sullivan.
Oates puts the ball in. And O'Sullivan comes up with it. for Houston.
Matt O'Sullivan back
to Hammond.
to Hammond. Ian Anderson. Anderson out to the left.
It's a very deliberate play. A lot of ball possession, control. Theory, of course, is that you can't score without the ball, and as long as you have the ball, the other side can't score.
Francis now. It's a shot by Furphy.
Now,
Watch that replay again. Watch Francis now take on his men. He'll come right at him. That's the way to do it. Charbonneau is there. And then a good move, but watch Furphy. Way off the mark. It looked closer from our angle than it did from behind the camera.
It
behind
did.
the goal.
It did, but when you watched Paul Hammond, he was not a bit concerned, so that's always an indication that the ball is not all that close. Play's getting a bit sloppy right now. They not pressing forward, the Hurricane, right now, and they're letting Detroit play its game.
Bradford
Bradford to Moffat. Moffat now, Detroit Express. Good, fine defensive play. Colhoun. Here's a chance for the Houston Hurricane. That's a good ball through. And it is Schubert racing through. Schubert says handball. Sargent defends, gives it back to Brown. Referee waves off the claim. Oops. Number 21 is in there. Sets, being held off the ball, actually pulled.
Yeah, that was a rather obvious foul, but I think it was a good foul to take at that point because another Hurricane player was streaking down and Zetz was about to pass off.
Zetz has been very silent the first half. Here's Schubert. Russell. Stu jump, very deliberate, Houston, getting onside. They didn't see Mikia breaking through. It's a free kick. Huskavy. They've cut out the approach to the goal. Bradford now plays it out to this far side. Francis. Francis has the ball. Francis punched away. Actually, the game is self-explanatory now. There's very little to call. It's all happening. There are no intricate moves. It's just who has the ball. Here should be a long throw. Bradford again.
Back to Sargent.
Sargent.
To Bradford.
Bradford. There's a goal. There is a goal, and it is Trevor Francis, the opportunist, in that goal mouth. And as Hammond came out and couldn't really hold on to the ball by Osborne, Francis came around and hits it home, and the fans come alive. And it is 1-0. Watch it again. Bradford. Osborne. Right there.
Yep.
And
Paul couldn't quite hang on to it. Osborne headed it out of his hands, and Trevor Francis was right there and had the clear open shot at the net.
now that's the whole thing about a marksman. He's always there, and that's where the opportunist. Here come Detroit Express again. It is Francis. Francis. We'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
Yes, yes. Number 1. Yeah, go right down the line again.
Back to Roger Osborne. Ball goes out along the side. Throw it to the Express.
Yes, sir.
Osborne back to Moffat.
That went the screen that
Moffat plays in for Trevor Francis.
Gone.
And a proper shot.
Trevor Francis, you see there, who suddenly sparked this Detroit team, and a bit winded. He's been given a lot of the burden of attack. He's creating, he's breaking through, he's passing, and of course he's got the only goal of the match.
Well, let's remind the fans that the Hurricane returns home a week from tonight for the Tulsa Roughnecks at 8 p.m. in the Astrodome. It's KAUM night, and half-price beer.
Here comes Detroit again. Ball to the far post. It is Francis. And Furphy, all the time in the world, turning Hammond around, and the ball goes over the top. Now watch how this all happened.
Okay, let's see if we can see it on the replay here. Here comes the crossing pass. There's Trevor Francis. He boots it back in front. It just misses Bradford there. And that was a smart move, and it just went over, unfortunately. Okay, we're back to live action. Brown has the ball. But to finish what we're saying, it's KAUM Radio and the Hurricane are offering half-price beer and Super Soccer 79 posters at the next home game, week from tonight against Tulsa. So come out early and cheer on the Hurricane as they try to clinch the division title here.
Schubert giving the ball off to Oates. Oates and jump. It is Oates. Just wide. Francis couldn't turn, held well in check. And again, they come right at the Houston Hurricane defense. A bad pass, and Oates. Now watch that. A good play by O'Sullivan. A blistering shot deflected. So a bit of disarray in the Houston defense.
Well, I think, we've been playing a little bit too deliberate as far as I can tell. We're playing around with the ball in midfield. We're not creating chances anymore. And we're letting them play the game because sooner or later you lose the ball when you keep passing it around. And Detroit with Trevor Francis is such an opportunistic team that they can take advantage of breaks like we've just seen. And could have had 2 scores actually in the last few minutes.
Handball just now by Mikia. Number 14, Osborne, double team. It's Angus Moffat. Moffat slips it to Osborne. Osborne puts it in the middle. And a shot by Francis Charbonneau.
Well, a little bit of disorganization there on the part of the Hurricane defense right now.
And it'll be a goal kick. But watch this replay again.
Okay, right through to Trevor. He takes a shot immediately, and Paul was right there to knock the ball down.
It's amazing his capacity to always get the ball and shoot on the fly, and it's all in one move.
That's right, very quick. And but you have to give Paul a lot of credit. He was in the right position there and it was an easy save for him. It could have been dangerous.
He read it well.
But I think the Hurricane have got to come out of the shell they're in. They've got to start moving upfield a little bit faster. If they keep playing like this, just shooting it from sideline to sideline, that's not going to create any scoring opportunities.
It's nothing very creative.
So always the passing backwards. It's been done too much, and sooner or later you lose the ball, and and then up front they've got to run a little bit more. I think maybe they're tired, but they seem to be just standing still.
Moffat now. Now again, emotions running high. Mikia getting pushed by Moffat.
That was a little bit too long, the pass, so it's a throw-in for Houston. But with all this space now, Stewart has got to take the ball up and then pass it off.
Stewart jump, plays it out to the right. Mikia. Zetz. Pushed off the ball. Zetz and Osborne. It's an interesting matchup.
There's Zetz. He's trying to shield the ball, and he's getting pushed, and there you could really see him get pushed with the elbow.
Zetz a smaller man than Osborne. Mikia. Jump. Schubert.
Well, another miscue there.
Angus Moffat. Russell. Furphy. Charbonneau. See, the interesting about the Latin players, they don't like to play one off. They like to keep the ball high, and when they do that, someone runs and takes the ball away from them.
That often happens, yeah.
Schubert. Russell. That's a one-push pass just now we saw. Marasco.
They've got to come out to the wings a little bit more because obviously Detroit is clogging up the middle. There's one out to the side. Eddie Marasco has it.
Takes a shot, gets a corner kick. So here's an opportunity we haven't had in a long while.
Walter Schubert will take the corner, and I wonder if he'll try another short corner or will go for the far post.
Now Anderson comes up, jump comes way out on the left here by the edge of the penalty area. Goalkeeper's box. Punched away.
We've got another score in the second half with 29 minutes left. It's Washington Diplomats 2 and Tampa Bay nothing, which is sort of a surprise because Tampa...
All right, we'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
This is Darko. Leads for David Bradford up to Esponte.
Okay.
He's pressing and throwing. This is Gus Moffat. Ian Anderson. Leads up to Schubert. This is Zetz. Over to Schubert, right side.
Oh, come on.
Stretching Anderson wide, Houston attacking within the 35-yard zone of the Detroit Express goal. Oh, it's a great try, a deflective header that went wide, but still the move. Take a look at Anderson now, getting it to his left foot and then crossing it. Watch that move. Now he'll swerve it. The header by number 21, Zetz.
Just a little too high. Again, a reminder that the Hurricane obviously has clinched the playoffs, and season ticket holders must reserve their playoff tickets by this weekend to get the same seats. They go on sale to the general public, as we mentioned before, on Monday, August 6th. Playoff tickets can be purchased through the Hurricane office or at the Astrodome. So call the Hurricane office at 960-TEAM right now to reserve your tickets, or if you need complete playoff or ticket information. That's 960-TEAM, and the staff is standing by right now.
Here's an opportunity. Cleared off. Again, it is Francis. Francis would have to be the offensive player at this point. He's done everything.
He's doing a tremendous job in sparking the Detroit offense right now. But you know what's happening? We're trying to attack with virtually the whole team. So they've got Francis out there who, is sort of the target man.
Bradford takes a shot and it goes wide.
And they hope to isolate him one-on-one against one of the defenders. And with his great speed and great shooting ability, Trevor Francis can, of course, create those goals.
He is what they call equipped with built-in radar, the sniffer. He's always looking for that half chance where all he has to do is to stick a leg out and usually finds its way to the goal.
Well, the Hurricane have come back from a 1-0 deficit before, but I think they need to get their offense working here. And got to play a little more aggressive and get the ball into the attacking zone just a little bit quicker.
It's a dangerous play foul. Schubert and O'Sullivan. A shot that just did not work. The idea was to keep the goalie surprised by slicing it, and he was trying to get a higher loft to the ball.
Back to Benny Darnell. Jim Rock.
Detroit is now playing with 2 forwards, and everybody's defending right now. Okay, here was that last free kick again by Schubert. It goes high up in the air. There, it's headed out. There's Mikian. He tries to slice it over the goalkeeper, but didn't go far enough. We're back live here.
Detroit Express. Angus McDonald. Gus, as he's called. Attacking. And a shot by Francis and a fine save by Hammond. But again, Mikia left his man through.
Right, and then Francis got by Howie Charbonneau, and he had an opportunity again to put the ball in the net. That's a beautiful save by Paul.
It's a volley, cleared off the line. Offside. The referee did not see the linesman's flag up.
That's right, yeah. The linesman had the flag up, but of course the referee makes the final decision.
That's
the
right.
linesman is only there to advise him, and he can certainly overrule the linesman.
Zetz, Huskavy, Anderson. That's a good give and go. Those wall passes always seem to have a way of working, and they're so elemental. Stu jump coming from deep in the defense.
A little too far for Eddie
All right,
Maraska.
we'll be back with more Soccer 79 with the score Hurricane 0, Express 1.
Okay.
Too slow.
Always back, always back. Jesus Christ. We need help here.
Very lucky break again for Detroit. A series of balls played into the goal mouth, and a lucky carom off the face of a player saved the day for them. Watch this again. Incredible. Anderson comes through. The ball gets by Osborne. Here's a shot. Caroms off the knee, bang off the chest like ping pong or pinball. I'm not sure which. And we're back to live action. So a flurry of activity.
Well, when things are going right for you, those balls go in, Mario. If not, they don't go in, and that was an example where it was certainly a good opportunity. Okay, our last game, let's remind the fans, is against Dallas, Saturday, August 11th. That's a week from Saturday at 8 p.m. in the Astrodome. Lots of exciting action will be scheduled, and there will be a fan appreciation night. Kick Radio and the Hurricane will be giving away some 5,000 miniature soccer balls. Here's Francis once
Francis
again.
and Hammond. 18,924, and Hammond makes a brilliant save at point-blank range. Francis coming through. Amazing player, all alone. Now he'll check, bring it in control, still have time, takes a shot. Hammond positions himself well. The ball comes off and he pounces on the loose ball. 18,924 fans. One lucky break. The foul by number 23.
18,900 for Detroit here is the second largest home crowd. I would assume the largest would have been for the Cosmos. But that's the kind of attention the Hurricane team has been getting all over the country, and people are coming out to see what this so-called miracle team is all about. I think they've seen a good game tonight. I think if we could put one in within the next 5 or 10 minutes, that would turn the complexion of this game around. But I think we've got to be a little more aggressive.
Russell now making his break. Plays it back. Got to find a way through that defense. We've got to break that defense. Sets.
Now they've really packed it in now. They've got 9 players back there. There's
That's a good move.
Walter Schubert wide open.
Gets a corner kick out of that.
We've not been too effective on our corner kicks this game. Usually they are very dangerous, and let's see what happens on this one.
Again, ball headed away. Again, Francis coming all the way back. Amazing steal by Trevor Francis.
But again, you know, there was slow playing. Dale Russell just waited for the ball to come. If he would have been charging the ball, he obviously could have beaten Francis.
£1 million it cost Nottingham Forest, the first £1 million player in the world. £1 million it cost Nottingham Forest to buy him from Birmingham City, and he justified that investment when he won the European Championship for them. He's been in this country 2 years, 2 summers he's played in the North American Soccer League. That's a good ball. Hammond.
"16 minutes and 45 seconds left, and I think it's time for Houston to get on track."
I wonder if Timo is going to make it. I was just suggesting Timo make a move, not that I was, and he stood up Kyle Rote, it looks like.
It looks like Kyle might be coming in.
It appears that Kyle Rote may be coming in, and this may be, at this particular point in time, that change that's so essential to change the pattern, the rhythm, the inspiration up front.
Well, the game has certainly taken a different turn. Right now, the Hurricane has been outshot 25-12 by Detroit. And at the beginning of the game, it looked like it was just the opposite.
Bradford has the ball. Huskivy chasing him. Bradford plays it across the goal mouth. That's a good ball. Charbonneau.
Washington Diplomats have scored once more, so it's now 3-0 over Tampa Bay with about 18 minutes left in that game.
So one bounce ball right into Hammond. All right, we'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
On behalf of the Express and all our supporters, would like to
All right. Timo Likoski has made a move. Kyle Rote has come into the match. He will be playing up front, much needed perhaps at this time. Fresh, strong. Osborne, by the way, has been really very physically treated in this match, and he's hobbling, and he may have to come out. We'll see if he stays in. However, the possession of the ball still remains with Detroit. Furphy will be looking at a corner kick. However, we will have Kyle Rote up front with Eddie Marasco.
There are 15 minutes left in the game.
Anderson.
I think a foul was called, pushing by the Detroit offensive player against Anderson as they were going up for the head ball.
All right, Kyle Rote going all the way up to that 35-yard line. You're not offside in NASL rules by doing that. He is way up there. Number 4, Colquhoun coming behind to mark. And it is Russell. Stu jump. Matt O'Sullivan. Howie Charbonneau.
We should mention the Rote was substituted for Michia at 74:53, so a little under 15 minutes left to go right now.
Stu jump now. Looking for a break. Going from side to side, looking for... There. Now that type of situation causes lots of problems, because then you're pressured and you have to move. Good ball, Zetz. Now, Detroit playing with 10 men, actually, because Osborne off the field. That's a good ball. Kai Haskeby.
This is Haskeby.
And a good save by number 23, Benny Dongle.
That's a very nice save. I think if Kai could have gotten around him, then there were about 3 Hurricane players in front of the net that would have had a good shot. Long throw in.
Corner kick. Colquhoun gives it away. So here we have a chance for the Houston Hurricane, and we'll see who's going to take the kick. Zetz. Nino. Let's see if Nino can find some targets there. Rote to the far post. Ball played deep. Brown, no problem at all. It's against the time now. And Oates is through. O'Sullivan chasing. And here on that right side is number 15, Mick Coop. Headed away by Jump, who has played a good game. But again, it looks like, it appears.
Nice steal.
Now here's
by
a
Dale
chance
Russell.
for Houston. Can they get forces? It is Haskeby. Schubert. Dale Russell. Zetz. They gave it away.
Again, and Walter Schubert was open on the left, and Kai Haskeby was wide open on the right.
Zetz, yellow card. Osborne hits the deck.
Yeah, there he trips him. That's clearly a foul, but I think he got the yellow card because he talked back to the referee afterwards.
That's called dissent.
There's Nino Zetz.
It's frustration. It's like chasing shadows.
Well, it's true, and I think the Hurricane is perhaps at this point a lot more frustrated than Detroit. I think toward the end of the first half, Detroit was a bit more frustrated, and so they got a little more aggressive.
Now, Osborne's history in English football also is that he is very vulnerable. He's like a kamikaze. He's very vulnerable. He goes in there and he does give his all, and he takes a beating every time.
We have a final score. San Diego beat Philadelphia 3-1.
Schubert being picked up.
A final in the North American Soccer League. Philadelphia, who's battling Detroit for a playoff spot, lost to San Diego tonight 3-1.
So with time running down, we're going to see, we've got 11 minutes approximately, and these are very crucial minutes. Here's a chance.
Kyle Rowe just not quite far enough.
Here they come, it is Furphy. The Detroit Express roaring. Out to the right, it is Francis. Francis puts it on the ground. Schubert. That's a good ball. Anderson now. Now come the Houston Hurricane. Anderson.
Nobody
Cleared
there.
away. Calhoun.
There comes Francis.
Charbonneau and Francis. Osborne. Francis turns Charbonneau around. Triple team. Puts it across the goal mouth and a near deflection. And with that, we'll be back with more Soccer 79 in just a moment.
Okay.
We're back to live action, and it is going to be a handball, or a throw-in, I should say, on that far side. 8 minutes remaining.
Okay, a final reminder that now's the time to get in on all the excitement for another Super Soccer season in 1980 by reserving your 1980 season tickets now. If you make your reservation now, and it only takes a $15 deposit per ticket.
Again, a bad clearance. Just wide. And again, that Francis is incredible, pouncing onto a ball and then hitting it home. Trevor Francis, the offensive player of the game and the offensive player, I'd say he's the player of the game as well.
I think he is, no doubt about that. I mean, he's just been extraordinary, and I think the fans here have seen incredible show. Here's an opportunity for Dale Russell. Oh, couldn't get his foot on the ball.
Russell was through and just hooked it. Oates to Osborne. Furphy offside.
7 minutes left in the game.
Defensive player is Stuart Jump of the Houston Hurricane, who has had an outstanding evening in spite of the fact that the team is behind 1-0. He has done everything he has been asked to do.
There's Walter Schubert. Nice move again. Here, another nice move. He's dribbling. Another wall pass a little bit too far. And the ball goes over the goal line for a goal kick by Detroit.
They're trying to walk it in. They should have hit it sometime.
But just to finish up, that if you buy your season tickets for 1980 now, you can save a whopping 20%. So whether you want to renew your season tickets or become one of the many new season ticket holders for the Hurricane, call the office right now, 960-TEAM, TEAM, 960-TEAM. Our sales staff is standing by right now, and they'd be delighted to talk to you.
Anderson. It's just a matter of inches. All the touches, the ideas are always there, but they give up the ball. The turnovers are incredible today.
Well, I think it gets frustrating after a while. I think Detroit has given over or turned over as many balls as the Hurricane. It just is a little more frustrating for us when we see the Hurricane do that. But I think if we had the time of possession, I think the Hurricane have held the ball a lot longer than Detroit, but they've created that one golden opportunity which they were able to convert.
Stewart jump back to Ian Anderson. Kai Huskavy.
Now somebody's got to take the ball and move forward. They can't just stand around and wait for somebody else to break. That's a good pass to Walter Schubert, who is open. He's bringing the ball in. Nice move. But 3 players on him, ridden off.
Oates and O'Sullivan.
Well, it's tough to score against a team like this when they bring 8-9 people back into their own penalty area and just defend and defend and defend. It's very difficult to break through.
Moffat.
That's why that first score is so important.
Dargo. Oates and Francis, a little misunderstanding. Oates one push the ball. Huskavy, 4 minutes 30 remaining.
I think the Hurricane have done it 3 times before where they've scored in the last 2 minutes of the game to send it in overtime. I wonder if they can do it again.
I think they've got nothing to lose. I think they've just got to go forward, press.
That's a nice through ball.
Oh, a great opportunity. And it was O'Sullivan coming in on the backside and nearly scoring a lovely threaded ball by Zetz.
Okay, let's watch it here. Zetz passes it through. He sees Sullivan making a run. He taps it, but just wide of the goal.
3 minutes 49, 3 minutes 47, 3 minutes 45. This is nail-biting time. Howie Charbonneau cuts out the ball well. Charbonneau still has it, brings it up, still uncontested. Has the ball out to the left. It is Zetz. Zetz with a run. Zetz checks, gives it to Charbonneau. Charbonneau looking, backheels it well. Still has it, Zetz. Zetz 2-on-1, still has the ball. It's got to find an outlet. Does. It is O'Sullivan. So O'Sullivan has played well this match, not only with that attacking run, but he has held Oates in check. Schubert. Oh, a great try and a great save.
That was a beautiful header by Nino Zetz. And I think that was a pass that was Walter Schubert taking it down the right side, puts a high cross, and there's Nino Zetz running free, heads it for the near corner, and Brown was able to make a beautiful save on that.
No offside. Oates is through. Hammond 1-on-1. Hits the post. Hammond was only 1-on-1 with him. There's the goal. There's the goal. The clincher in these seconds. It is Trevor Francis again. He sighted it. He was like a sharpshooter. He saw the ball come off. He steadied himself, watched, and then put it away.
Outstanding player. You can't say enough about Trevor Francis. He's made all the difference for the team.
18,000 fans on their feet here. It's incredible what a player he was. We'll have to see that again if we can. How it came off, how he took his time, and how he set up the goal. That is the benchmark of a super pro.
Well, that ought to be the icing that Detroit needed.
Furphy. It's those fractions. Kyle wrote offside. So the clock winding down, 56, 55, 54. And another one will be in the record book.
Well, it's tough to win on the road, but I think if we could have kept the tempo of the first 20 minutes, and if we could have scored on one of those 3 or 4 clear opportunities, this would have been a clearly different game. And I hope the team doesn't get too down because of this loss. I think they played well, and they've got one more game on the road in Edmonton this Friday, and then the last 2 games will be at home against Tulsa a week from Wednesday, and of course against Dallas, the season finale, a week from Saturday.
17 seconds remaining. Osborne wastes the ball. 9, 8, 7, 6. And the fans erupt with joy here at the Silverdome. Their team has blanked the winningest team in the NASL, the team with the highest points, the Houston Hurricanes, shut out. Final score, Houston 0, the Detroit Express 2. We'll be back with a wrap-up after this. We're going to continue to observe the gaiety here, the excitement, as the Houston Hurricane, who took an interesting opportunity or opportunities in the first half, suddenly were muffled into silence. They really didn't get anything going. The opportunity by Matt O'Sullivan was the closest in the second half.
That's right, and I think this is our longest losing streak, Mario, 3 games in a row, but that in itself I think is a tremendous accomplishment, because we've got, you know, a terrific record. It's 19-8 now, and I think there's nothing to be ashamed of. I think we have a good chance to win some, if not all, of the remaining 3 games, and if we do, we'll certainly win the division.
You know, I think that the team, as I said, was always a matter of inches. What happened was that they were looking always for the ball to come to them. They didn't really go out many times and create. They hoped that the ball would come, and then they were trapped because of the opportunistic efforts of Detroit. They have to play it off backwards.
That's right. I mean, we have a very deliberate style of play, and it's worked for us well in the past, Mario. I think it's unfortunate that tonight we had the, I would say, unlucky breaks in not scoring in the first 10, 15 minutes when we had 3 clear opportunities. Had we scored, I think this would have been a completely different ball game.
Stewart Jump was outstanding on defense. Charbonneau tried his best against Trevor Francis, but the best defenders in the world find him a tough cat to tangle with.
For sure, and I think at the end we were pressing, and I think when you have a man like Trevor Francis who's fast, they can park him near the 35-yard line, and whenever they win the ball, their defense, they just boot it long downfield, and there are 2 or 3 attackers with Trevor Francis, and it's very easy then if they isolate him to score.
All right. This is Mario Machado for Hans von Mende saying goodbye to you. I'm sorry about the loss, but that was the score. The final score, Detroit Express 2, Houston Hurricane 0. From the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, we'll see you again soon.